Hey everybody, welcome back to Stylist Meets Vinyl. My name is Chris. Guys, I am so happy to be making this video right now because I'm doing new vinyl finds. It was my birthday this past week, and anyone who is an avid record collector knows that when it's your birthday, people buy you records, and I love it. I'm never upset to get a record from somebody. I love also about people buying you records is that I tell people, buy me a record that you want me to have, that you want me to listen to. And you always get surprised a little bit. I end up with records that I never might not have actually purchased myself. Let's just get right into it. Oh man, I'm so excited. Also, we have some VCLT from my friend Rob over at Northern Revolutions. I'll link to his channel below. We'll go. I'll show you that at the end. I haven't even opened it yet, so we're gonna do a little unboxing for that as well. So make sure you stick around for the end of the video. So, okay, let's get right into it. First record that I would like to show is this is a gift, birthday gift from my sister and my brother-in-law Robbie and my sister Heather. This is Navid from Our Lady Peace. Anyone who doesn't know Our Lady Peace, these guys are a Canadian band. This album came out in 1994. This is their debut album. This is a like a post-grunge alternative rock record. I'm not sure how much international success these guys had. I think they got a little bit of airplay across the pond or down in the States a little bit. These guys, for me, their first 4 albums are really where it's at. They were all released in the 90s. I think the fourth one was released around 2000, I think. Their lead guitarist, Mike Turner, he left the band after the 4th album because the band was kind of going in different directions, and they became a little bit poppy, a little bit too poppy for me following their 4th record. But the first 4 from the 90s and 2000, they're really, really good. So this is an awesome addition to my collection. This has like Navid, the title track. There's Dirty Walls, Starseed, Super Satellite. Some really, really good gritty songs on here. So this is awesome. I'm super happy to have this one. Next, anyone who has seen some of my previous videos, you guys will have seen that I have a couple of Tragically Hip albums, which is another Canadian band from the 90s and the 2000s. And this is from my in-laws. This is Road Apples. This album is from 1991. This is their second full-length album. So this is actually like, it's a good addition because it's like a sister piece to this one I showed in my top vinyl finds of 2021. This was a gift. This is Saskadelphia. Saskadelphia is an EP. These are basically 6 kind of lost tracks from the Road Apples sessions. So they go together nicely. This is a really nice album. There's a ton of hits on here. Little Bones, Cordelia, Three Pistols, Fiddler's Green, Last of the Unplugged Gems, which is a really short song, but a really nice song by them. So this is awesome. Great addition. And then actually I was gifted another Tragically Hip album from my sister Heather and Robbie. This one is, sorry, my stack is falling over. This one is Phantom Power. This is their, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is their 6th album. This is from, I think, 1998. So, towards the end of the 90s. For the Tragically Hip, for me, I find their sweet spot is kind of in the 90s. They released a bunch of albums in the 90s. They did continue releasing up until the 2010s and the 2000s and the 2010s, but this is kind of a nice little sweet spot area for them. Some great tracks on here. This has got Bob Cajun, Lake Fever, some really, really nice ones on here. Poets as well as the opening track, which is a nice kind of rocky one from them. So that is awesome. Next up, this is a gift from my other sister and her husband, Kelly and Colin. This is Jane's Addiction. This is the Ritual D Lo Habitual Alive at 25. So this is a live album. Ritual D Lo Habitual was their second album from 1990. I have to admit, Jane's Addiction is not a band I know that well. I remember their some of their radio hits, but I've never heard any of their albums before. This is their second album, but this is like anniversary tour. So this is a live album. They ended up breaking up after, so this was originally released, the original album was released in 1990. They broke up in 91, and then they didn't release another album until I think 2003. And so this is like Jane's Addiction, if you know them, they've got, these are kind of like alternative metal almost, like alternative hard rock. So Perry Farrell is the singer. He's got that kind of high-pitched voice. If you know Jane's Addiction, you're probably familiar with their to me, their big single was Been Caught Stealing. And then from their 2003 album, they had one called Just Because. And I remember when I was a teen listening to that song over and over again, Just Because. So this is on purple and blue haze splatter vinyl. I'm excited to give this a spin. So this is a really nice gift from Kelly and Colin. Next up, now we're getting into some of the records that I bought for myself when I went to the record shop as just a little birthday treat for myself. So first up, we have Jeff Beck, Truth. This is from 1968 or 67 after Jeff Beck left the Yardbirds. He released this. This is his debut solo album. This is like a bluesy guitar rock album. There's Beck's Bolero is the big one on here that I'm familiar with. I'm not really familiar with any of the other songs, but some cool guest musicians on this album. Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin play on Beck's Bolero, and I believe Keith Moon drums on Beck's Bolero as well. So I'm excited. This is a nice addition to my blues, and I'm really excited to give this a spin. All of these albums are like, I just picked them up or I was just given them, so I haven't spun a lot of them yet. The used ones I got, they're a little bit too dirty for me to be able to spin them on my table yet, so I'm gonna have to clean them up before I can really feel comfortable about spinning them. Next up, we have Cosmo's Factory. This is Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is from 1970. This is, I think, their fifth album. I don't have any Creedence vinyl, and I've seen this around, and I know that, like, so I've seen they've got that like Creedence, I think it's called Chronicle. It's like 20 years anniversary album, or like their 20 best hits, something like that. And I thought about picking that one up, but then I wanted to actually do it right and get, like, you know, just one of their studio albums and give it a spin. So this has got some really nice, this is like, they would call this, you know, if anyone who's not familiar with Creedence, I think they call it like boogie rock, or like kind of like southern rock as well. Looking Out My Back Door, Run Through the Jungle, Traveling Band, Up Around the Bend, Who Stopped the Rain. I heard it through the grapevine, which is the 11-minute real jammy long cover by them. And so I think Tom Fogerty left the group right after this album was released. So this is the last one with Tom, and I'm super excited to give this one a spin. Okay, next up, we're getting into some proggy stuff. I found some really good deals at the shop, and I was able to pad my prog section really nicely. So here we have Days of Future Past. This is by the Moody Blues. I've seen this, I've heard of this album. I don't think I've ever listened to it start to finish. I know obviously Nights in White Satin, and then there's Tuesday Afternoon. This is a concept album about like a day. So they break it down to like dawn, the morning, lunch break, the afternoon, evening, and the nighttime. And it ends with Nights in White Satin, which is the big hit off of this album. This I've seen on lists of like the best prog albums ever. And I was just kind of waiting to find it at a good price, and I did, and it's in good condition. And yeah, I'm happy to pad. I have a really nice prog section. I've been working really nicely at building it up, and this is going to be that'll be a good addition. Next up, we also have some more prog. This is another album that I've seen, I've heard about, always wanted to add it to my collection, but I wanted to make sure I could find it at a good price. We have Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells. This is the, anyone who knows The Exorcist, they take, like, I think it's the opening track, they use it in the Exorcist soundtrack. This is from 1973. This is Mike Oldfield's first album. He was about 19 when this was released. And this is on Virgin Records. So like Richard Branson. This is I think this is the first album that was ever released on Virgin Records. Again, super proggy. I'm really excited to add this. This is also, you'll see on like best prog albums ever. So really excited to add this into the mix. Next up, this is more boogie rock, classic rock. We have Ram Jam. This is from 1977. Anyone who knows Black Betty, that's the opening track on this one. I don't really know any other songs from Ram Jam. As far as I'm concerned, they're a one-hit wonder, but this was really well priced and it's in decent condition. So I wanted to add it to my collection to see if there's anything else these guys have to offer. I think they only released 2 albums. The second one wasn't that well received, so I think there might be some decent tracks on here. So super happy to have this one. Okay, next up, we have, this is psychedelic. I wanted to add some nice psych to my collection. And we have Inagatta Davida, Iron Butterfly. You know that Inagatta Davida, side 2 on here, you're probably familiar with. It's about, I think it's 17 minutes long. Yeah, 17 minutes, takes up entire side 2. Again, this is Iron Butterfly is, to me, they're a one-hit wonder. I don't really know any other songs that they ever came out with, but this was a big hit in its day, Inagatta Davida. So this will be a nice one. I really like, songs that take up like the whole side. I think that's cool. I love just kicking back and listening to them. So this will be nice. Again, it needs a real nice clean. It's not in the best of condition, but super happy to have that one. And next we have Gordon Lightfoot, The Way I Feel. This is folk, straight folk. Good old Canadian boy, Gordon Lightfoot. This is from 1968, I believe, 67 or 68. Anyone who doesn't know Gordon Lightfoot, if you like folk music, check him out. You'll love Gordon Lightfoot. He's got such a great voice. His songs are so beautiful. Just simple guitar, nice, beautiful melodies, beautiful guitar picking, and there's even a quote, I'm gonna misquote it here, but there's a nice quote I read, a couple quotes from Bob Dylan, who talks about, one of them is, he said, "I've never heard a Gordon Lightfoot song that I didn't love." And then he also said something about, like, every time I hear a Gordon Lightfoot song, I just wish it would never end and go on forever. So high praise from Bob Dylan. I have a nice, it's like a greatest hits. It's a K-Tel record, but it's in really good condition. It's a double record. It's from 1975. So it's Gord's big hits up until 1975. And there's a couple of these songs that are on that greatest hits. But this is just nice, what my girlfriend and I call morning music. We like to put on just something soft in the morning while we drink coffee and look out the window. We live on the water, so we look out the window at the river, and super, super nice. Beautiful folk record. I'm happy to have. Does need a clean though, because it's pretty dirty. Okay, last up, VCLT in the mail. I got a record in the mail, as I said, from my buddy Rob over at Northern Revolutions. I only know Rob through like the VC online community. I've never met him in real life, but we're in a record group like Ontario Record Collectors. And he started his channel right around the same time as I did, so he's starting out as well. And you know what? I made my Beatles. I made a video about all my Beatles albums. I'll link to that one in the description as well if you want to check that out. And Rob watched the video, and he sent me a nice message, and he said, "Hey, I have something for you," and he got my address and sent it over. So let's check this out. And would you look at that? Sgt. Pepper's. I think this is a stereo. I think it's a stereo copy. And you know what? Nice guy that Rob is. He saw I talk in my Beatles video about how I had an original Sgt. Pepper's on stereo and I gave it away to someone and I was a little bit maybe salty about it. And nice guy that Rob is, he offered to send me one of his. He had an extra and super, super generous of you, Rob. Thank you so much. I will link to Rob's channel. It's called Northern Revolutions. Go check it out. He's putting up a lot of material and it's a lot of really great stuff. He's got an awesome collection, awesome room tour, and he's got a Beatles video as well that you should check out. He's got part 1 and part 2. And I mean, I thought I had a nice Beatles collection, but his puts mine to shame. So go over, check out his channel, check out his room tour, his Beatles videos, check out all his videos. Rob, thank you so much for this. This is awesome, super generous of you. And I'm going to have to be on the watch now for something that I'm going to have to send you. So the pressure's on. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so pumped to have this new vinyl. I can't wait to spin it, clean it up and spin it. Guys, please like the video if you liked what I have. Subscribe. Leave me some comments. Do you have any of these albums? What are your thoughts? Let's have a conversation about them. So guys, thank you so much. Take care. And thank you for watching. See ya.